Kia ora guys, Jimmy Games NZ here, and we are playing the beta of Monster Hunter. Now the beta's over now, but the game's coming out very soon, as in the 26th of January down here in Oceania. So I've just got a bit of the beta footage that I want to show you guys real quick to give you an idea on whether you actually wanted to buy the game soon or not. My first impressions, my first look, and just a general opinion on what the game is. So far the customization is actually really cool. What you're seeing here is a lot of the preset ones. Apparently you can pick your characters, or actually make your characters from scratch. But here it's just having a look at what your characters will look like with different backgrounds and different lighting, which personally I think that's really useful. So the different male and female characters, but I think the lighting thing's really cool, because I hate creating a character and then it looks terrible in the lighting. It's either too dark, too light, or what have you. So I thought that was a really nice touch. And then also with the you make these little cat characters. Now I haven't played Monster Hunter before. I remember playing a brief demo when Devil May Cry first came out on PS2. And there was a demo with it of Monster Hunter on PS2, but eventually the game was on either PSP or a Nintendo console. So I'm really looking forward to having this game on next-gen consoles. And at the moment it's looking pretty, it's looking really cool, and it's actually a lot of fun. A whole lot of RPG elements and real nice silly things like sitting down and just having a beer, especially with your mates, having a sleep, cracking up laughing. That's another thing. There's a lot of co-op, or I like that you can have the single or co-op action in this game. It was a lot of, obviously a lot more fun when you've got a crew, 4-man crew running around with you. A lot of that banter, also the different styles, and I find that it does make it a lot easier to hunt down monsters and stuff. You can spread out in all directions, somebody can find them, lock them down, and then you can actually hunt them down as a group. So so far the game's really cool. The style, there's heaps of many different styles of weapons and styles that you can play in this. I decided to go with I don't usually run like a kind of like a staff style. I find that a lot of them in here are actually really cool, like they're really epic kind of moves, but I decided to give this kind of like Darth Maul staff style a go. And it was a lot of fun, very fluid, and it's really cool that with the different weapons that you pick, they are actually quite different from each other. So different speeds, different paces. I like how agile you can be if you get a lot of the lighter weapons, and then also how strong or tanky you can get. This was a really cool element that I thought was really cool, that you can actually mount the monsters that you're hunting. I did this by total fluke. I had no idea you could do it. I just did a jumping attack and ended up doing this kind of mount, which is really cool. Basically it's just attacking them as much as you can, and then it will try to shake you off. You hold down a brace button, and by the time it comes down to the end you do kind of like a special move, special for your weapon that you're running. This is another aspect that I thought was really cool, that I've seen before, but you can sharpen your weapons, which if they do get blunt, it does kind of get annoying because you kind of have to run away and sharpen them, but I thought it was a cool technical aspect to the game, which I actually really enjoyed. It's really annoying at first, but obviously as you upgrade and get better weapons and stuff, they'll need less sharpening. But I like that kind of strategically fall back and actually sharpen your weapon. Now, what's cool about the monsters is that once they kind of weaken a tad bit, they actually run away and you actually have to hunt them again. It gives that kind of cool idea of chasing the hunt. Try to get away again, and we managed to stop him. But obviously there's 3 of us running this guy. This was one of the first levels, so he's a real easy monster to beat, and we absolutely owned this guy. He got an absolute hiding, so that was our first kill. And then basically you could harvest its organs, but then it gives you like meat and pelts to be able to create better gear in the future, and complete the quest. I thought this was a cool aspect. You can actually, when you go back to, I guess, your base, you can get some food made for you. It seems like a very Japanese style. It reminded me a lot of Final Fantasy and making food and stuff to eat. And it gives you a few buffs like health, stamina, and attack up. And in this one I decided to run with a different weapon. Obviously it's the beta, but I wanted to kind of get a feel We were actually hunting a different monster, and this random dude just kind of came up when we ended up fighting. And that was a bit of a problem that I found with the game, is that we had a time limit to try and defeat a monster. But this guy got in the way, but we wanted to try and kill it. We didn't know how strong or weak it was. We thought it might be a quick thing to kind of take him out, but it ended up taking the majority of our time. And not that he was hard, he ran away a lot. We didn't know how to deal with him because we had no idea about his weaknesses and stuff. We obviously learned it over time, and it was a cool monster to fight, but it wasn't the one they were aiming for. But us being us, we were like, okay, let's just try and take this thing out. By the time we ended up killing it though, then the real monster popped up and we didn't actually have enough time to kill it. Again, the monster was feeling a bit weak, so started running away, and then again with the whole like running mounts and all that stuff, which is a lot of fun to pull off. And it's really cool if watching your friends mount a monster, you feel like it's that real cool kind of like, yeah, you can get him, take him out. And it's just funny to watch him rodeo a monster. I wouldn't say that it's easy to try and like mount these monsters. You just kind of find some high ground. There's not really a jump button per se, it just kind of happens, so it's a bit fluky. As you can see, there's not too much high ground to jump on, so those little mounts on the side, mounds, sorry, on the sides here, you have to kind of jump on top of that. What I liked about this kind of style, it was a sword and shield style, but you could fuse them both together to create this big fuck off axe, which I thought was really cool. Very creative in terms of having these styles. It changed the speeds. But yeah, here's a good point of like, we finally killed this dude, and then the real monster they were after happened to turn up randomly. Usually, you know, the game's called Monster Hunter, you hunt these things down, and we killed this side monster, and then we had the real monster come up, but then we ran out of time, so we actually couldn't defeat it, so we failed that quest. In this one, I had it was like a gunblade style with a shield, very slow but very powerful. Had like these kind of like awesome, felt like a bit of a tank. Kind of shot these. And you had to reload the weapon, which I thought was really really creative as well. You'd fire these bullets. You could charge it up, which was the move right here, which is kind of like it was pretty much a fusion of a sword and a shotgun. Which I really liked. I thought it was really cool. Did make me a hell of a lot slower. I don't know if it was kind of more my style, but I liked that. I liked it. I don't know if it was just the beta. I liked that the moves weren't locked out to me. That I could actually try these different weapons without having the penalty of not being able to try a different style. I was doing another mount here again. I've managed to pull this off by fluke, but one of the guys was telling us that you can move up and down the monster, so you can concentrate on the head, body, or the tail. So I was moving up and down, and then with my specific weapon, pulled off a burst fire, which was awesome, which actually brought the monster down, and then we could actually give him a hiding. As you can see, he's weakened, and he's limping, taking out his tail, and he's trying to strategically run away. Even though he's a tad bit quicker, it was cool to see that like we were actually winning and managing to make a dent. This monster had very high armor, so we actually had to take out the armor first before we could actually make a dent in his life. In this switch, this was like maybe the third, fourth time we were trying to take this guy out. I went a bit more. I did a dual wield weaponry, which was really cool, really quick, and we finally managed to destroy this monster. But hey, so far Monster Hunter is looking really cool. It's looking like a lot of fun. If you want to see these matches up there, you can check it up on my YouTube page, or Jimmy Games NZ. Of these individual matches, I'll post them up as soon as possible. But let me know what you think. Do you think you'd be getting this game? Monster Hunter seems pretty cool. It's finally gone to consoles. That kind of what matters to me. It's looking fun. It's a pretty game. Will you be playing this? Leave it in the comments below. Leave a like as well, because that helps a lot. Thanks very much. My name's Jimmy Games NZ. Thanks for watching till the end. I'll see you next time. Peace.